Hello.
There we go. And now I will get this shared, and I should get you colored.
Yeah. First, I'm going to talk about, a lot of times people wear rings. What are you going to do with them when you're throwing? You should take them off because clay is grit and it will grind your rings away. So I usually take mine off ahead of time. But I thought I'd put a little hook right over here, take off the ring and put it right there. Or you can put it on,
one of those ring keeper pendants.
Yeah. But yeah, that way it's good on. Because they never blink. I'll come out here. Damn, I forgot to take it off again. Go inside, take it off, put it down, come back out here. So it's kind of like I have a little hook that's just for my ring, for my wee little ring. I have little fingers. Most people's pinkies are bigger.
Yeah.
And my ring finger, which is a size 4. So I have little hands, little fingers. I played around with some copper pipe and discovered the 1/4 inch was a size 3 because I cut a little piece off and I go, I could probably make a ring out of that. It did.
Yeah.
Then made a bunch more of them because it was kind of fun.
And they jingle nicely.
Yes.
Put mine back on. They're sitting on the antler that I used to hold hair ties and jewelry at my desk.
Yeah.
Desk.
But yeah, it's a good idea not to wear jewelry on your hands when you're throwing. It's really bad for the rings.
One of your past rings, which was white gold, which is much harder than yellow.
Yeah.
You ground away half the thickness of the band?
And it was in about 5 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, not a good idea.
So if we're doing Amphora, we're doing more like the half-gallon size. So about like that. So what if I cut the 2 halves off at like 45?
Try 50.
Okay.
Or you could do 2 40s, and I could try a couple, do them in different ways. Do 1 or 2 little ones is a 3-piece, which is how I do the full-size ones.
This is a 50.
And then I could do that one for.
This is 57.
Oh, 57.
Yeah, it's too big. It's too big even for the larger size that we were talking about. Okay, 47. That's more like it.
Because you need to make more than just the 1 or 2 anyway. So.
Yes, because we have 1 on order. That's what's going to be a cool wedding present.
Yeah. That.
So we'll get the second piece cut off for you. And I do have image up on screen.
Yeah.
Before you asked. And I assumed that we were just doing the pieces for the body at the moment, not the neck, because the neck is a completely different size range.
That's it. Thank you.
Okay, so that one's a 47. This one I think is a 51.
Now I kind of like squeeze.
There we go. And now I will get to getting the string shared around.
And this isn't a particularly soft bag. That's for sure.
No, I'm sorry. Actually, that bag has claw marks in it.
I wonder how that happened.
Gee,
The ears go back.
Yes. I know, it may have been. It wasn't necessarily.
There's plausible deniability there, yes. But with the way the foot on that one is, that was probably a separate piece that was thrown with the foot on it because it was in small. So that one could have been as many as like 4 pieces and then all attached. something about gravity. No, that has
Interface.
dear. I'll have to do large ones on another day. Either that or could do a larger one out of that softer, smooth red clay.
Yeah, that's well, not till we're done with the small ones,
Oh,
right?
yeah, that's what I saying. After do these ones, I might do that. That could be interesting. I'll work my way up to something bigger, right?
Yeah, we just normally you do it the other way around.
Oh, I know. See how it goes. And if not, we'll just do those on a separate day. The really big Amphora were thrown just in sections and then attached and become one tall. I've done that a time or two. It's kind of tedious. Plus, there's not as much of a market for the tall Amphora.
Yeah.
The tall, skinny ones.
No.
They're a little more than shipping containers.
Yeah. Keep Amphora.
Yeah.
The human-sized ones. There, those two, now to find, where is it? There you are, blue sky.
Yeah. To all the social media platforms. Wouldn't want to play favorites after all, right?
Oh, okay. Post. Okay. Here. That's it. And sold it.
You have chat up. Oh yeah, it's down
Yes,
there.
I'm chopped up.
What I do is I measure right here. It's the bottom half. And now get the next bat out. And the next one will be another bowl. And they go like that. Then I cut a hole in the bottom of the bowl, which is now the top of the vessel that I've made. Very, so where's my towel? There it is. Towels are always getting away. But yeah, let's do this. Go. Piece number 2. And not tomorrow, but Sunday I'll be doing the attaching 2 parts. Because tomorrow I have a meeting. It's supposed to last all day. guess they're supplying much stuff. So what do I do when I'm not doing clay? I do a lot of bookkeeping for my business and also for a nonprofit as a volunteer. So, and that's what it's a day-long workshop about how it's supposed to work on the grander scale. So, should be interesting. So you have the local area groups, and then the regional, and then it goes up to the one of the West Coast major groups, and then they have to turn theirs into the nationwide one. So it's going to be how it all works together. And why it matters that everything has to, it's kind of like a puzzle, work out to the penny. That's going to be tomorrow. But today I throw, Sunday I hatch. So I'll probably do a bit of a stream on Sunday. Hopefully. If not Sunday, then Monday. Because there's always the chance that they'll either be not dry enough or too dry and have to be sprayed down and covered. All depends on what the weather does the rest of today and tomorrow. So that's life for you, though. You never know what's going to come around the corner. It needs to be that much bigger around. Let's see how we doing on size here. Nope, still bigger. So the bottom of this bowl is going to be top of the body of the Amphora before we make the neck. Just keep going. So I'm going to do this carefully and not open. Change size too quickly because otherwise bad things can happen. Okay. Get the water, get water on your hands because it's the lubrication between the skin and the clay. What do we do now? A little too big, of course. That's the way it works. It's too small, too big. And what I'll do is what's called coloring and make it go back in some. And that should be it. Of course I hit it in the side with it, but it doesn't matter because and there we go. And now when Sarah gets back in here to cut more clay, okay, there we go.
Scanner. Okay.
Yeah, because yep, got those two pieces done.
Okay.
Then the neck. The neck, madame. The neck.
Go. And I will move these two up onto this shelf. So
Because at this point, the top looks like it's bigger around than the bottom.
But they're
And
not?
They're not. They're the same size.
Okay then.
Which is always the, yeah. I even
And
check.
if things are the right consistency, be able to stream again tomorrow with the assembly.
Sarah, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday.
Oh, true. We're doing other things. We'll cover them tomorrow. Because
Yes.
you have something you have to go and do.
I have a meeting. It's only for 8 hours. It's not like it's all day or anything.
It's not a meeting, it's training. So that looks like it's a...
What?
Okay, no. There was a smear of other colored clay. It was off the wire tool.
Ah, okay.
I'm like,
Yeah.
that's not an inclusion, is it? No, it's not. Okay, those look to be like they were some pretty good size pieces. You want to do one that's more tall and narrow?
Okay, this one could be tall and narrow.
I think there is. I think there's some smears of basically undermixed lighter colored material in here.
Yeah, well, that happens sometimes.
Yeah. It's just looked down like, is that really what I'm seeing?
As if you don't mix it well. Actually, they're made in very large batches.
Yes.
Multiple time batches.
Visible like that. Yeah, you can just see that little
Yeah.
speck. And there's another one there. No, it's mainly in the top half of the bag.
And then after this, we can do the 2 necks.
Yes. Because the necks probably be more like 20 ounces.
The size of the weight of a cup size piece.
Yes.
I can tell. Really, really, I can.
How many of these smaller Amphoras? Well, I think we could probably get 4 out of the bag.
Actually, what I was thinking is after this, we can try
After these 2?
after this. Yeah, this set of 2.
Okay.
Try the other clay and try
Gotcha.
doing a bigger one because that clay's really soft. It could be more potbelly variety. We'll see
Yeah.
what kind of shape that it makes.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Because that is a clay you have to finagle more. That's slightly too much. Well, enough these 2 pieces even.
That's good.
No, because neither one was the right size.
It's good that they're even. Too bad they weren't the right size.
Well, these is have to cut both of them down.
And people let us know, do you like the streams better later in the day or in the morning?
Or
Because
which days of the week.
which days of the week would people like?
Now, obviously, Saturdays and Sundays are not, and frequently Fridays.
Well, it's getting to that time of year because it's travel season.
When we're traveling, we can't do Fridays.
Well, we could do short stream after we finish setting up an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's better.
And we generally sound kind of loopy at that point.
Yeah, well, at least most of them aren't long drives anymore.
Yeah.
There'll be one that we do in California this year. If it's at that event is at a reasonable site.
Technically second, because we did do 12th night.
That's true.
I know, it's just hard to think of that one as being this year.
Yeah. Is that the beginning of the year or the end of
I
the
was
year?
expecting this to be fern clay.
Yeah. That's a thing.
I had to go run help with the scanner.
Yeah. Because printers are scary for manager types. Yeah. and up and up you go. Tell them there was one you said.
Yeah. One of that
Yeah.
shape. There it is. One of those stages where it seems like half the tools are a pile on the table.
Yeah. I have that problem with the tools over here on the. Because I have the two bins. Actually, I have space. I could put a third one there. Because we got more of those.
Yes.
One for some for every workstation. Yay! Don't have any out in the shed
Make
yet.
it so that it's easy to maintain a tidy work area.
Oh yeah, that's
and
what.
then the area is far more likely to stay tidy.
Yeah. Well, the garage has like 4 really workstations. One of them being a walking area, which has the tools that are on wheels,
Yeah.
because they get wheeled out to the driveway to be used. It's large saws that make lots of sawdust.
Also, when you're dealing with like an 8 or even 12-foot board,
Yeah.
you need the length. And unless you have a dedicated building.
Yeah. Then there's the little shed in the backyard. The tools, after a long hiatus of any use, have seen the light of day. And
yeah, you were getting to play with your lap dairy tools yesterday, weren't you?
Yeah, finally got all the pieces.
The only part that you had to order it is the replacement splash guard for your stone saw.
Yeah, because, well, after being in a box for well over a decade.
And after having the splash guard broken off when you were using it to cut slate tiles for a floor.
Yeah, well, I didn't have a tile saw at the time. We did buy one though.
Yeah.
Eventually, because it's good. Now this would be easy.
And I think that is in a box in the tool shed.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. We still have that, don't we?
Yeah.
Which will be good for when
we get around to cutting the slate for the floor.
Yeah. We didn't learn our lesson to not do that again.
The slate floor is so pretty.
Oh, it is. It's
so
very
comfy
pretty.
underfoot.
It
is pleasingly non-flat.
Yeah, because we got cheap slate tiles.
So there's thickness variation.
And texture and color. It's kind of cool looking.
Yeah.
I don't know how solid this house is built. It can withstand that. Yeah, what do we do for fun? Home improvements.
Which is really awkward when your leisure activities have intensive use of your hands.
Yeah.
And your work activities are also intensive use of your hands. It makes one a bit twitchy when it comes to actually resting the hands.
I know. Have to put in like a movie or something.
And one that we haven't seen too much, because otherwise we'll want to pick something up and work while listening to the movie.
Yeah. subtitles. The downside side of
Or
being
dubbed
self-employed.
anime, or subtitled anime.
Yes.
That works because you have to read the screen,
Yeah.
and you can't work on a piece of pottery and read the screen.
No, it doesn't work. The one that is completely just dubbed and not is just subtitles, no dubbing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of funny too. But
Well, some of the others we could turn off the dubbing and listen to it in its original,
yeah.
and therefore have to read the screen.
But that would just must be a lot of work.
Also, once you've listened to it in one format, it then will sound weird to you to do it in the other.
Yeah. There we go. And now for part 2. Let go. 2 of those bats stuck together.
Oh, wow, one of these has an almost perfect join on the inside already.
Huh.
The other one I got the slugs off the inside.
Yeah, well, one of them, it was too big around.
Yeah.
And the neck was already kind of leather hard.
Yeah.
So I had to put a coil of clay.
Okay, that explains the texture on the inside.
Yes, I know exactly which one that would be.
Okay.
They'll end up looking like they have top hats.
Yeah, they do, kind of.
And we have to make sure we have handles for those guys.
Yes. The objects that we're talking about, because it's relative, we weren't actually referencing what we were. There we go. Skull Writings. Miniature skull writings. Mind you, the miniatures of these still hold probably 8 to 12 ounces.
But that's as small as you can make those guys.
Pretty much. Trying to sculpt those little faces any smaller would not be practical. Okay. Red handles. Oh yeah, we have leaf red handles in the back.
And these are
necks
for those 2.
Yes.
And this one got put in front of it. So okay.
That is the upper part of the second amphora.
I know, but you see, this was and it's also wait a minute.
Because that was the order that I cut them.
Yeah. It's just making sure. Because at first this one felt kind of soft, and I'm like, no.
No. I haven't cut. I'm not breaking into the next variety of clay until all of these pieces are thrown.
Yeah. Oh, that one looks really cute.
There we go.
We'll see how.
And this was scraps of
stoneware and
stoneware.
Yeah.
What confused me is the fact that it looks to have maybe picked up a little bit of black from the water of the wheelhead as well.
Oh, that'll be interesting.
See?
Oh, nice.
It's backlit. That's over here.
Yeah.
Swirling. Those were scraps from other things. And this will go into the offcuts.
Yeah. It'll be one of those little $2 mini dishes.
We'll get some acrylic glaze on it and go in the mini dish basket.
And no, those are not on the website, by the way. You contact us through, any kind of social media that we're on. We gladly take some pictures for you or say, oh, I saw this, I like this piece, or
yeah. Or you could, give me a grab bag.
Yeah.
If I put it up on the website, that's probably how I would do it, is a grab bag of mini dishes.
Yeah, that would be cute.
Come off. There we go. It didn't want.
It's okay, it didn't want to stick when I was trying to throw it too, so.
before the weather turns cold, we'll have to clean the floor in here.
Yeah, it's getting kind of
Chewy?
to the point you could almost shovel it up over here.
Yes. Under the table as well, it is accruing.
It does. This is
The shoulders.
this is the top half.
Yeah. This mini cup was also done from scraps that you had left over from doing candles yesterday.
Yeah.
Now this, we have the neck pieces. What I'll probably do is I'll go get the white crate so I can ferry in the bisque wearers right here so that I can use the wares cart to ferry the green ware to the kiln.
Yeah. Only so many coats ago. There would be space for another one anyways, but get the stuff that came out of the bisque fire inside so they can be drawn and painted on later today.
Yeah.
And then that way the cart is empty so we can put the drying pieces onto the shelf next to the kilns in the garage.
Yeah, because for the last several days, is couldn't put the stuff that was drying onto the wares cart to transfer it because it still had pieces that were bisqued.
Just out of the bisque fire, yeah.
Just out of the bisque firing. It's like, yes, I know, I need to get to moving. But it was no simple process because of the sheer number of platters
Yeah.
on that load.
Yeah.
Got all the platters in yesterday. And I think it was like mealtime or something. It was, okay, stop with this, go do something else.
Yeah. It happens though.
Yeah.
You guys get to put the greenhouse together tomorrow.
Yes.
I'm sitting in a meeting, workshop all day.
There's a cup here that I'm actually gonna put on this shelf to go out there because it was one of the pieces that you made during Sage Fen as an example, and it never got rounded off on the bottom, so it's still got a flange. So it needs to go out to the stone cutting area and get its base rounded down a bit.
Yeah.
So that's why there's a cup sitting over there.
Okay.
Because that's where things get set when I need to go out to the jewelry studio.
Yeah. I've just about got everything working out there now. Kind of amazing. All the things where parts have disappeared over the years or things didn't survive transit in a box for a while. And still need to make the stand for the centrifuge and the burnout kiln, but yeah, when in my free time, someday it'll get there. Over the year, you accrued lots of different materials and hardware for doing things. And Then they go into boxes when you move, and they may not come out of boxes for several moves, and yeah. Turned out from being a garden shed to be a shed of a different color, as it were, yes. Now, for necks, I will need 3 necks, and I seem to have 2 here, so that's okay. I don't really want to step past the camera because I'll probably bump it with my butt or something, but she's not back in here in time. I'll have to do that. Not have to bump it, have to try to get past it without bumping. Number 1. Let's see. Oh, that would work. Hope I can make it smaller. Goo everywhere. One. I'm sure with how tall that one is, it could go for 2 of them, but we'll see. Smack. That's the clay on the back. Now I'm down to my last piece of clay. Whatever will I do? It's the perfect exercise for my hands after playing the game too much the last couple of weeks. Well, in the evening we play for a couple hours. After like a week or 2 of playing a couple hours in the evening, my hand hurt, and my arm hurt, and I had to rest. So it'll be several weeks before, repetitive strain injury stops rearing its ugly head. Or as in my case, worm. Okay, I'm ready for the next piece of clay. Okay. Because I need another neck. So I need 3 sets of bodies.
No, you didn't. You made 2 sets.
2. Okay, yeah.
I was like, I only made. I talked about cutting off another set.
That's probably what it was, and I just.
And you went, no, you wanted to move on to the
That's right. There we go. And we got X.
I don't need to
Next,
pull
madame.
handles for these guys until the bodies are all assembled.
I'm not. Yeah.
Because there's no point of pulling handles today.
No, there isn't.
Because they're going to be like 3 or 4 days out from being ready for handles. Okay, so now you want
the
soft, non-gritty red clay.
The non-gritty red clay, yes.
Which either one do you want to do?
I don't know.
Because if you're doing significant size, I should go get the other scale. But we could do a medium.
We can do another medium size one.
In which case, the 2 halves.
Let's see how this how this throws.
Yeah, it'd be wise not to push it too hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to basically.
It's very sticky clay.
Yeah, it's sticky. That is a really excellent description of it.
Yeah.
Is that
So I was making those prototypes for the Cadbury
cups? Yeah.
and it's kind of like, wow.
It's so sticky.
It was, yeah. It's gonna probably do well for,
I'm gonna, there we go, about 5 pounds. How's that?
sounds good.
Honestly, the remainder of that bag is probably the neck.
I'm gonna need another.
I'm gonna have to open the next bag, yes.
Yeah, but I think both halves of that box were equally as soft.
Here's the other half.
Yeah,
Because
the one in the box, because when I cut the tape,
you were exuberant.
yeah, so they both had that blue tape. That was the only tape I could find at the time, or the first tape I
It
found.
was the first tape you were okay.
So it was kind of, see.
So cut off this next piece to also be.
It's also
5
a
pounds.
slightly different color of red.
Yeah. It's like softer color. 43 might be too much for neck. Yeah, 30-ish. Unless you want like a 40-ounce neck.
I don't know.
Because this is 30. It doesn't look like quite enough,
It
does it?
doesn't. It also could have a different weight density too.
Yeah. So I think it has a density that feels more like the white. It's a
Yeah.
smooth white. Makes sense.
Actually,
And this
this
is a smooth
box
red.
almost feels more like porcelain in consistency.
Except porcelain isn't sticky.
But it's sticky. It is so sticky.
Not a clay for those with texture issues. For difficulty, what do you rate this one? Is it more
used it enough
Is
here?
it more like porcelain or is it a bit more like the smooth white stoneware?
It's kind of in between.
Okay, well, considering I've gotten the hang of the black, do you think I'd be able to throw with this?
I don't know. I wouldn't try it right now.
Gotcha. Also, it's a rare clay and I don't want to use a rare clay. Okay, the second piece is more like
You see, we got
6. But the shoulder region is generally a little bit bigger, right?
it. Could be, yeah.
Ollie, this looks like a good amount.
Yeah. Just look at this. Look at how it just moves.
Yeah, that was when you're throwing the tabby cups. It was almost moving too much on you.
But I think those ones came out a lot better. So
Yeah.
after those are fired and stuff, we'll see how they look before I
Commit one way or the other.
yeah. No, for
Well,
texture wise,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we'll have to go with that.
They've come out of their first firing, but because those ones are to have the terrasigillata on them, right?
Yeah.
In which case I have to take them, fire them once, bisque, fire them again, high, then fire them again, bisque with the terrasig.
Yes.
Okay, so this is the neck, that's the shoulders. There we go, and I will close the back up.
Or you could try some just bisqued with terrasigillata on it, and because there's a lot. See what the difference would be.
Okay, so you want me to subdivide the pile?
Yeah, I don't know, but it's
Well, the
because these
reason
are
why I'm
test
taking them up-
batch.
Yeah, the reason why I'm taking them up to high and then back low isn't for color change. It's to mature the clay.
Yeah.
Make it more food safe.
Yeah, which is always a good thing.
That's the reason. Because having applied the terracing to full
It came
fired,
out better on the
It-
full fire.
yeah, it came out much better
Yeah.
putting it on a full fired piece and then firing it to the bisque temperature. Because that way you have mature clay and correctly matured kerosene.
Yeah. Because you can tell how soft this clay is. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's why after 2 years it was still,
Yeah, because we got the first sample box and then things happened and we didn't get to trying out the clay for 2, if not 3 years. It was just sitting around, kicking around the bottom of the shop.
yeah.
And then, yeah, it was surprisingly still workable.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, maybe the bag was just closed up really well. No, it seems to be a property of the clay. There you go. Got those back in their spot. Hi, Max. I know, leave you be.
Yeah, do.
Take a moment to clean the cat's facilities here.
Because you can't expect it to use it. After all, you only cleaned it yesterday. It's been a whole 24 hours.
No, this one gets cleaned less often. And I think it's the one they use primarily.
Yeah.
They prefer the litter box in the shop to the one in the house.
Well, to a certain degree, I wonder what they do if we took out the other ones.
Oh, we can't do that because the window isn't always open.
I know. In the summer, it'd be probably more. It would be more of it. Yeah.
But this one is a lot more out of sight, out of mind when it comes to cleaning it.
There we go.
There's a fair bit of refinement of shape and foot.
Yes. Yes, there is.
The pieces.
And since it's such a soft clay.
Yeah. Yeah, I was
You
watching
let
you move the Cadbury cups a lot.
Yeah.
I was expecting a much bigger sound when you did that.
Or like that?
Yeah. It just went...
Yeah, because look at this. Look at how it moves.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Let's hand the big greenware to the drying floor.
I want to be string of connecting them either Sunday or Monday.
Yeah.
So
One of those.
it won't be tomorrow.
No. Does he have...
Bookkeeper training.
Yes, you have bookkeeper training for your non-profit volunteer job.
Yeah, and not the regional one. And there's was 5 of them that report to me. So I'm going to see what it is that...
It's basically you check their homework.
Yeah.
And hopefully this will make it easier for you to do your job.
Yeah. I hope a good portion of them can show up. Considering it's local for them.
Yeah. Are you going to send them another reminder this evening?
I could.
Hope to see you all there tomorrow, bright and early tomorrow morning.
Yeah. After all, there's plans with lunch. Which is nice, isn't it, really? And you get the funny thing. Well, do you have any food allergies? And this guy, well, therein lies the story. Yes, I do. Yes, just when I was younger, I wasn't a picky eater. But no, there's a lot of things I can't eat now. Yeah, nothing much, just the entire nightshade family. Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers. Yeah, nothing much, right? But yeah. We just adapt. Yes, I did measure it. Yes, I did. And that's already just about the size. Now it's
And now the cart is empty. And so is the shelf over here.
yep. Yeah, it's just a matter of shaping it. I've already got it to size.
Cool. There. I moved your chair around to the other side because it tucks all the way under the table if it's on that side.
Yeah.
There. This is another open bag of red clay. I think we have 3 bags that are all about a third of a bag of the regular red.
Uh-huh.
Side. The rest of the pieces for the bowls that we were throwing. I'm trying to get things cleared up so you can do those 2 handles
Yeah.
when you're done there. Question is, are you going to want to stop after the current Amphora, or are you going to want to do another one?
Yeah, could do another one.
Do you want to do another larger size one, or do you want to do
Let's
another?
do a larger size one.
Okay.
Use this clay and see how it throws large. So far, it's been being pretty good.
Okay, so another one about the same size, chunks.
Could be.
I want to do a yes or no question, and I get a could be.
I don't know. Do we want to do that? Want to do a bigger one? It seems to throw okay this size.
In which case, allow me to go get the larger scale.
Yeah, so it's kind of like,
Because most of the pieces we can be measured on a 5-pound scale. This, however, is the reason why we have a 20-pound scale.
yeah.
Okay, this one's going to like 7 3/4. How's that?
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay, at this point though, you're gonna have to pound that block yourself. big piece of big one.
There you go.
Base, shoulders, what's this one? I'm going to switch back to using. I think 50 might be a bit much for a neck, though.
I think so, yes.
What I'll do is I'll take that clay off and add it to this part. There, and that's the end of that bag. How's that?
Yeah.
So, after this one, you'll probably want to call it.
Oh, yes, after this one.
Because you will have thrown in total close to 50, about 40 pounds, I think.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna
With this, it's the weight, not the numbers.
yeah. Okay, there. That's the neck for this one.
Then you come on down.
Use glitter bag. Let's get them kind of full. So I'll switch it out for a second.
Okay. Oh, he's gonna have to go down here.
Yeah, I need to straighten out that shelf. Be right back.
Well, they're big pieces too, so. And now, over something. What? Lego.
There. I got the neck up with the other two parts of that.
Oh, good. I hope this does do well with throwing large pieces, because look at this.
Yeah. Which is funny, considering, isn't it supposed to be the grittier clays are supposed to be the better for the large pieces?
Yeah, but one would think you just don't want to do extreme angles with this.
No. You see, that was the thing with the Cadbury cups, is there were some extreme angles, and those had to be added after they, set?
You trim them to shape
Yeah.
to a certain degree, and also the fact that they did get firmer.
And, I mean, Amphora, there's a fair bit of trimming and sculpt and
Yeah,
forming once it's thrown.
yeah. Because after staring at that one cup for hours,
Yeah.
it's kind of, I think it really was trimmed.
Oh, yeah. I agree. Well, I'm thinking about it, I'm going to take the hand drying towel next to the sink and put it in the wash.
Might be a good idea, sir.
It's starting to be stiff and not like wet cloth drying kind of stiff. But clay residue building up in the fibers kind of stiff.
Yeah. I wouldn't know what that feels like, Sarah. Happens to my towels all the time. I like the dry clay kind of stiff on the towels when I'm doing slinging it. Kind of clay in the towels, but yeah. And the more clay there is to move, the longer it takes for it to move, especially if you have small hands. And go up and up and up. Can't do my hair. So it's more surface area. There we go. Well, if I had big hands with massive fingers, I'd cover more territory at once, but I don't. And get the unevenness off the top now. And go. Oops. Go. The downside of the clay being soft. Oh, come on, you. There. the air bubbles in there, because then it'll blow up and kill. And that would be bad. There we go. Let the bubble go. I don't know if the microphone picked it up, but also here there's an air bubble. And I'm gonna have to use the bigger calipers. Oh, nope. Only just. There we go. Now get this puppy off of here. And towel. Next bat. Now the other half. And, oh, that makes the soundbar really jump. Good thing I don't have bad wrists, huh? Actually, yes, I do. That wrist right there, that's not at 100% anymore. They keep telling me that it's just nothing but muscle strain. Now that it's in more or less a cone shape, kind of volcano shaped really, but as long as it doesn't explode, it won't be just like Mount St. Helens or Mount Diablo or any of those, Mount Shasta. Let's see, think of any other ones right off the top of my head. Oh, yeah, Mount Rainier. Some of those are active volcanoes and some of them aren't. The hard part was getting it into shape. There, we got it all centered here. And now, right where the thumbs meet is the center. And go down. Goodness, the hand. On the inside, one hand on the outside, and pull up. When I was in college, there's one instructor, when he'd do a big long lecture, he'd be sitting there with 25 or 50 pounds of clay. He'd be lecturing during the whole thing. That was kind of like, and showing off different techniques to do things in. But yeah, 25 or 50 pounds, and this is like 7 or 8. But he was also like 6 feet tall. And deaf as a post without his hearing aids. He had problems hearing the ladies' voices. That was his area of hearing loss. So it was always, you'd get to the point, they had a question, get one of the guys to get his attention and to say, okay, she had this question here, and he's going, whoa. Because he wouldn't wear his hearing aids when he was doing demoing for whatever reason. Then he got to think, maybe I should. He was a very nice instructor. But yeah. Throwing bigger pieces tends to take a while. Most I ever throw is 10 pounds. And that's still quite enough. Thank you very much. Let's see. Still weighs.
What?
It still weighs. Wasn't sure you were coming back.
I got stopped for a question.
Let's see.
And to be held still while the cats went, hey, I'm going to lick you now.
Piece number 2. Oh, there we go. And I just have to make it the right shape. That's the bottom.
Yes.
So this needs to be, it needs to be a roundy-do here.
I need to get you more water.
Yeah, that might help. Because everything is all very creamy and gooey. This one isn't gritty at all, but it's...
Keep eyeing those artichokes growing outside there.
Might be something to have for lunch today.
Yeah. Also, it's at that stage where it's like, okay, are they big enough? Should they be longer?
Well, we'll look. And when I'm done here, we can go look. I only have one piece after this.
Yeah. Honestly, I think they're probably
Probably
another
good
3
enough.
to 5 days out. Because you can form it more once it's firmed up.
Yeah, but...
Because tomorrow morning I will tint them. we actually have shards of, we were brought by a customer a shard of Roman amphora that didn't show the joins on the inside.
And we're doing it right.
Yes. And there's literally hills built out of nothing but shattered amphora, so yeah.
Yeah, it's
Shards of Roman pottery aren't even a dime for a dozen shards.
yeah.
So it's not like anyone was plundering archaeological treasures. It's a shard of Roman pottery. I know, and we still haven't gotten around to getting the. They're not 6 foot lengths. We need to get 2 8-foot boards.
That's what we needed from the store.
That's what
We
we need.
keep forgetting to get that more at the hardware store.
Yeah. Well, that's not something we could have gotten from Luca.
No, but I mean, it's.
Yeah. Maybe next time we're at Home Depot, they'll have some 8-footers in the clearance bin.
Yeah.
Or a broken 12.
Broken 12, yes. Yeah, because we tend to go for the,
If they have some clearance wood, we totally go for
there's
the
usually
wood.
something wrong with it, and
Yeah, warpage, a bad knot, or
crack,
or crack.
or it's broken into pieces. We've gotten sheetrock, which had one munched end, but that's okay.
And
We
the
did,
scrape on the back.
and I didn't care about the scrape. And you know, the part that was broken, we weren't going to be using anyways.
No. And there's,
It was great. It was like 50% off. So it was.
yeah. And the fellow who we asked was like, okay, he cut it in half for us because what we specifically needed was a half sheet.
Yeah.
And you can't buy sheetrock in half sheets.
No.
You can get a project panel of up to, I think it's like 2x4, but then, or no, 2x2 was as big as you could get.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if we could have gotten just 2x4 foot ones, we would have.
Mm-hmm.
But no, we needed one that was 4 foot and at least 1 dimension. Because we were completely reskinning the inside of the bathroom.
It was the green sheetrock at that,
Yes.
which
It's
was
the damp rated stuff that you're supposed to use in bathrooms and kitchens.
yes. Let's back about the idea that what do we do for fun?
Yeah, oh my goodness. Mind you, I suppose all of our pottery smoothing skills did stand us in good stead with doing drywall.
Yeah.
Because we have completely re-drywalled, what's it now, a 18 by 24 by 10 foot high room.
A shed.
9.5 by 7.5 shed, inclusive of all of its ceiling, which is vaulting.
Yes.
It's a slanted roof. It follows the roof line on the inside.
Yeah.
And all but the ceiling
In the bathroom.
in a small bathroom.
It's a small bathroom.
And because of its size, it was difficult to have more than one person working in there at a time.
Yeah.
There was a lot of bumper butts.
Yeah, but now it's the other bathroom's turn.
Yes. That one is going to be slightly less claustrophobic to work in.
Yeah, because it has door at either end.
Yeah. And it's, as well as being a physically larger room, even
Yeah.
if it is divided into many small spaces. Good. Okay. And the neck is done.
And it's done.
And I'll have
And I can just leave that there, honestly.
Yes. Because you sound done.
Well, yeah, if you look at making big pieces.
Bag and 3/4 of clay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, bye-bye, everybody.
Oh yeah, that's good. I throw on a butter.